Look at all of these fucking leeches. By the time this video is posted, I'm pretty sure the Crown Tundra will finally and actually be released, but that's just the thing. The typical clickbaiting, milking, and leeching is not enough that they have to squeeze out of, shit like rumors and leaks about the Crown Tundra. No. They have to hold a pre-release party in anticipation and high hopes for the Crown Tundra when it finally and actually releases. Look at these headlines. What time does Crown Tundra release? Breakdown. What's to break down? You don't know anything other than speculation, but that's just what your precious content creators / PokeTubers do to lure you into supporting them. In the streams, guys, almost Crown Tundra time. Live until the Crown Tundra is here, but it's here in the thumbnail. The time Crown Tundra will release. Crown Tundra release time. Everybody is a fucking prophet. It's here! No, it's not! I thought Sword and Shield were the fastest selling Pokemon games ever. Because
sales matter and that proves everything like quality.
People are dry humping DLC despite how wonderful Sword and Shield supposedly are. Get that bag, guys. Make sure you get all of that support until you actually have something to stream. That's that, but there's something else I want to talk about in this video. And I'm pretty sure all of you know what I'm getting at. Central Leaks is the man with a plan. A guy that has gained over 10,000 followers in just a couple of days, and it's easy to see why. For those of you who are not in the know, a lot of betas for Let's Go, Sword and Shield, and isn't there a beta for Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon as well? Yeah, that's floating around on the internet now for some reason. There's a pretty lengthy list on his Twitter feed, but there is just one particular revelation that I really want to touch on in this video. And no, it's not the Let's Go beta logo. It's not the scrap the female Rotom Dex. Game Freak, that's sexist. No. There's one particular bit of beta information that I really want to entertain. Look at this fucking image. What do you see? Well, no shit. The caption is a dead giveaway. More cut Pokemon like Furfrou, this fucking poodle thing, and Aurorus in the background. But wait, they created the models from scratch. They had to cut Pokemon for
battle balance, high quality animations, and graphical fidelity.
The latter of those two which have yet to actually be seen even in Crown Tundra's visuals. And here's another good point. They didn't cut anything out of the 3DS games, which means that only smooth brains come up with non-arguments like,
well, you can never catch every single Pokemon in any Pokemon game, and even though this additionally has nothing to do with anything, they're just gonna rot in your PC as well.
Well, not only is there a stark difference between a Pokemon's data being in the games versus their availability in those games, but it really makes you think about the technical limitations between the 3DS Pokemon games as well as Sword and Shield, where with the 3DS games, the shortcomings of the 3DS games ultimately consisted of frame rate drops courtesy of too much shit being on the screen versus so much shit inexplicably cut out of Sword and Shield, and they still suffer from so many bouts of Game Freak's classic incompetence. Again, you can walk up ladders and freeze time. Pop-in is a thing. And again, can someone please show me these high quality animations and this graphical fidelity Game Freak spoke of? Oh man, another cut Pokemon. Another 3D model they surely created from scratch. They didn't create anything from scratch. Here's the scenario, and I know you enablers are gonna love this even more. As you all should already know, if you don't, you'll know today. Game Freak started using 3D models for every single existing Pokemon starting in X and Y. Are you still with me so far? Good. This Pidgeot is the exact same Pidgeot from X and Y that you'll also see in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, Sun, Moon, Ultra Moon, and right here in the beta of Sword and Shield. So answer me this. If they created the existing assets from scratch, why do they look and animate the same? And what explains them cutting them anyway? But before you answer any of that, enablers, well, you first have to understand the difference between creating something from scratch and editing it. This is proof that once upon a time before the final release of Sword and Shield, Pidgeot, just like Stack Attacker here, and Greninja existed at some point in those games. The beta is all the proof you ever need. Look at this Greninja. You can tell they literally copied and pasted this, which explains its black eye and the textures looking like the shitty ass 240p resolution that you'll find on the 3DS. Again, where do the
Created from scratch, high quality animations, graphical fidelity, and battle balance
non-arguments go? Again, to understand any of this, you have to understand the difference between something actually created from scratch, which has no reason to animate and look exactly the same as it did before if it's created from scratch, and something that was simply edited, and that's another thing. The time it took for them to add in additional Pokemon, which additionally debunks their "we can't support all Pokemon, created from scratch, battle balance, graphical fidelity, and high quality animation" lies. Hashtag Game Freak lied. They had to take that time, much like you all are still waiting on the Crown Tundra to release, to update the models of the incoming 100 or so Pokemon through each DLC update. That also includes Dynamax and specific Gigantamax models for Pokemon like Venusaur and Blastoise, for example, as well. You see how much more intellectual you can be when you're not enabling Game Freak to lie to your asses? You had to know something was going on the moment they said they couldn't support all of these Pokemon, and then they started bringing them back. Is that not contradicting yourself? Is that not disingenuous? Is that not lying? From the very beginning, I knew something was amiss because we never had to deal with anything like this in previous Pokemon games. And remember, they don't have to add new Pokemon if they have to lie this incompetently as they naturally are. So whether it's a combination or all of the above concerning their natural incompetence, laziness, and maybe time crunch, because that would imply that they actually tried, so that way they don't have to desperately and dimly try to delicately lie like this. But something prevented them from reaching that deadline, and they ended up just serving you guys a little over 400 Pokemon in the base of Sword and Shield. But yet here's all of the evidence of them dicking around with things that completely debunk and expose all of their lies. Never forget Nintendo's June 2019 Treehouse presentation. So yeah, enablers, you gave them the keys to groom you with their lies. You paid Game Freak a premium to lie to you about their dog eating their unfinished homework. That's why Sword and Shield is $60, and that's why the DLC that's better than a third version, even though it's the same difference, is an additional $30, despite being the rest of Sword and Shield. And well, you gotta have somewhere to store your Pokemon, which is an additional $16, 3 times the price of Pokemon Bank. Read it and weep, ladies and gents. Is this a sign of things to come? Because we all know the inevitable is upon us. And if recent revelations that only get added to the pile with the others in it are any indication concerning this shit, I'll simply say this. To have anything other than skepticism and no fucks given is nothing more than a tragic error. But hey, Pokemon is the highest grossing franchise, and it will sell no matter what.